I've been pretty sick over the past 4 or 5 days, but before that, I was on holiday back in New Zealand and I honestly didn't get really any work done. And so I want to talk to you about a certain topic in this video. It's a really simple topic and it's about defining who you are as a person based either off of your past or on your future. So I, like you, define who I am as a person off of my past. So everything that I've done in my past through school or university or with my friends, that's how I view myself. I see myself as a combination of the past. However, I think it's really important that we learn to shift our focus from who we think we are based off of the past into who we are going to be. Now, you may have heard of this little quote, I guess, and it's, you get sad when you look to the past and excited when you look to the future. And it's super simple and super true. When you look to the past, whether you're reminiscing on the past or whether you're feeling bad about what you did in the past or embarrassed about the past, if instead of looking at the past, you looked at your future and you looked at your future possible career or your future physique or your future friends and family and girlfriends or whatever, that would give you so much more excitement and happiness to work towards that rather than feeling sad about who you are. Now, I know that this video is not really a good video. I'm not trying to make a good video. I'm trying to share with you an idea. So bear with me. Yeah, so I have been sick, but I've also been on holiday, and so I haven't really put in much work for, let's say, 2 weeks. 2 weeks I haven't made a video. 2 weeks I haven't worked on anything. 2 weeks I've just played Clash of Clans and watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Except I don't feel bad about it. I've also gone to 2 of my brother's parties and, spent the whole day just having fun. And so I don't feel bad about that. Because one, I understand that I'm young and I need to try and at least enjoy being young through whatever that is, whether that's going to my brother's parties and having fun, or the day before yesterday spending pretty much the entire day playing on the Xbox 360 with my stepbrother. And I didn't feel bad about that. Except my old mindset probably would have, because I thought that if I didn't work constantly every single day, that I'm just a failure. Or that if the past week I haven't done any work, then I'm an absolute failure and I'll never get anything done. Except I'm understanding that we need to have times where you actually just don't do anything. Because you can't have a machine running 100% of the time forever without having to stop it to do some maintenance on it or to improve parts on it. And to improve parts on a machine, you have to stop the machine, right? So understand that you can take a couple days off. You can, if you really want to. If you go on holiday and take 2 weeks off, that's fine. But now it's back to building that discipline, because instead of looking at the past and those 2 weeks that I haven't done any work, I need to shift my focus onto the future of what I can be, how much work I can achieve, where I can be in the next couple of years. And so I think it's important to write down or visualize, or at least have thoughts about what you want to be, what type of person you want to become, what things you want to do, what you want to work on, and how often do you want to work on it, without having the bias of your past self. So instead of looking at where you can be in the future and kind of building off of your character, so say, I'm me, but I want to build more discipline, or I'm me, but I want to build more of this, or I'm me, but I want to do this, and I'm me, and I want to stop doing this bad stuff. If you remove your bias of yourself, your current self, and your past self, and you just look at the future on who you can become, you're always going to be able to become that person. Whereas if you limit yourself through this path. So imagine it's a pathway of your past, yourself, and then you can branch off into many different futures. If you ignore the past and the current self, and instead of having to branch off of one singular point, if you just, find the point in time where you are that character, where you are your future self, and you just become that person or pretend to become that person and work towards that person, ignoring the past and your current self, you'll get there way quicker. And you'll actually become that person really quickly. It's the fake it till you make it. It's not fake it till you make it. It's be that person and you will be that person, right? If you don't try to pretend to be a better person, you're never going to be a better person. But if you pretend to be a better person, you'll be the better person. And that's going to be who you are. So you're not actually pretending. You just think you're pretending because that's the imposter syndrome. It's not imposter syndrome, but you don't think that that's you because you're looking at yourself as this past piece of work or this current state of who you are, instead of looking at, I can change and I can be this person and I can just be better, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my whiteboard. I'm going to write on it the next 2 years, and I'm just going to write down what I want to do. I'm not going to write down any goals because I've got a massive video coming up on goal setting. And I'll give you a couple ideas on what this is, but having a time set for when you're going to achieve the goal, it gives you 3 options. If I say in the next month, I want to make $10,000 online, by the end of the month, so 30 days, during those 30 days, I'm either going to work too little because I'm spanning out the work to do it in the 30 days, or I'm going to work the right amount, but I'm not going to hit $10,000 a month in 30 days, and I'm going to stop and quit, or I do actually achieve it, and that's the rare case. If you set a time period and you just kind of do the work that'll get you to that spot in that time period. So say in the next 30 days, I could make $10,000, but I could also make $30,000 if I tried. But because I'm only aiming for $10,000 in that month, I'm only going to get there, right? If I just say I'm going to work as hard as I can every single day for the next 30 days, I could have made that $30,000 instead of the $10,000 that I set as that goal. And it's because I put the time limit on it, right? If I say I just want to make $10,000 a day, maybe in 10 days I'll make $10,000 a day, and then the next 10 days I'll make 20, or another 10, and the next 10 days I'll make another 10, right? So setting a time period for your goal is limiting how much work you can do, or you'll do all the right amount of work, but instead of achieving your goal on the 30-day mark, maybe you would have achieved it 35 days, but if you work 30 days and you had that goal in your mind, you're going to feel so, distraught and diminished that you didn't actually reach the goal then, and you'll probably give up. But if you just worked 5 more days, you would have achieved it. So removing that time is essential. And there's literally five other gigantic topics. It's going to be like a 2-hour video talking about setting goals. But I'm going to get my whiteboard and I'm going to write down who I'm going to be in the next year or 2. And I'm just going to pretend to be that person. So I'm going to emulate what I write down on the whiteboard. Now, I might show you what I write down on the whiteboard. I might not. Who knows? But that's what I'm going to do. So I know this is a weird video. And if you have watched, thank you. Please do like. If you want, you can subscribe. It's free. You can change it later. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down who I can become with no bias of my current self or my past self. And I'm just going to pretend to be that person until I become that person. So, thank you for watching. Peace out.